And welcome to the news at 10. I'm Doug Petcash. A fire burned 26 condos at a complex in Ketchum. The people who lived there lost not only their homes, but just about everything they owned inside. The fire started around 7:30 last night at the Limelight Condominiums on Warm Springs Road in Ketchum. Firefighters fought through the night and into the early morning hours today. Again, nobody was hurt. News Channel 7's Jude Binkley talked to the town's mayor about the impact on the community and how they are helping those who now find themselves in need. Jude?
Well, Doug, the loss of this complex, which provided affordable housing for members of Ketchum's workforce, has left a hole in the community. And that's a community that's also coming together to support those who lost their homes. Ketchum city officials say firefighters got to the scene within 4 minutes of the call. They immediately searched the building for anyone trapped inside and found nobody. They'd all gotten out safely. Crews battled the fire until early morning, getting it contained at around 4 o'clock. As of Sunday afternoon, a few hot spots remained. Ketchum Mayor Neil Bradshaw says the building is a total loss, leaving a hole in a community that's had struggles with affordable housing for its workforce.
The most important thing that there were no casualties and no lives were lost or nobody was injured. Of course, there's always the mental health trauma that anyone goes through, whether they were living in that building or not. And of course, the other issue we face as a community is the shortage of housing for our full-time residents and workforce. And so these will have longer-term impacts on us.
The units had a range of different tenants, including short-term residents and members of the town's workforce. They were privately owned units,
but nonetheless were affordable compared to many of the other rents that we see in town.
The community has rallied to help those who were displaced. Everyone who was impacted had a place to sleep Saturday night.
We've had a number of our community just want to volunteer, whether they want to volunteer their time, whether they want to make some donations in terms of clothes, but also being financial assistance, which is much needed by some of the residents.
The city has launched 3 initiatives to help those impacted. The city's housing strategist working with locals who are opening up their homes, a local thrift store is collecting clothing donations, and the Blaine County Charitable Trust has set up a webpage for financial donations.
We have the resources because we have an incredible community who have really rallied around those that have been displaced and really thrown their hat in the ring to help out in any manner they possibly can. And
Bradshaw says the fire chief suspects the source of the fire came from a propane barbecue, although the fire marshal hasn't made a final ruling yet. Officials also expect a few pets died in the fire. Now, Mayor Bradshaw told me that next, the city will be working to find long-term accommodations for those who are displaced, especially for the full-time residents. After that, they'll be going through insurance claims and ultimately working to rebuild something new.
All right, Jude. Yeah, it's really nice to see how, after something so horrible like this, the community really rallies around each other and is helping them, getting them whatever they need. Thanks for that update. And if you'd like to get involved to help those who are impacted, we have links to the places helping in our story at ktvb.com.